Liv Morgan has WWE fans talking, it's even speculating. In this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly what she had to say because Liv Morgan is obviously a controversial star, someone who has really broke out on her own over the last year or so, 2024 being a groundbreaking year for her. In 2025, she is only getting better from a character standpoint, from an in-ring standpoint, from a character standpoint. Of course, her promos are absolutely fire. And as we go into WrestleMania 41 come Las Vegas, she and Raquel Rodriguez are expected to defend the women's tag team championships, although we still don't know who that will be against. But I'm looking forward to it. Now, on a recent episode of WWE Raw, Wade Barrett, who is obviously the commentator for the brand, he praised Liv Morgan, calling the women's tag team champion one of the best competing today. And while flattered by the praise, Liv Morgan recently spoke about it on Khalil Now, talking about how she's in a league of her own. More on that in a minute. If you look at what happened to Liv Morgan, I think it's very clear cut and dry. WWE needed to make a big star. They needed to make their next star, and that's exactly what they were able to do with Liv Morgan. They saw an opportunity to make a new star because they were losing two gigantic stars. Think about it. Let's kick it back a minute. So she returns at the Royal Rumble, kicks off the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour, and goes straight into a feud with Becky Lynch. She loses that and she misses out on WrestleMania. But on the flip side of that, WWE knew, okay, Becky Lynch is going away. She's not going to renew her contract. So let's put Liv and Rhea into a feud. And obviously, Rhea gets injured. She suffers a shoulder injury. She has to vacate the women's world title. They have to create a new star. Bada boom. Liv Morgan enters the scene, breaks out on the scene, and they do wonders with her. And I have a take on why she was so successful in 2024. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's kick it back to Khalil now because Liv Morgan said, I am the best, not one of the best. I'm glad that I'm finally getting the kudos, the respect, the adoration, and the admiration and the flowers that I deserve. Now, over the last year, Liv Morgan has gone from a popular underdog to a commanding presence at top of the women's division because 2024 not only saw her hold the women's world championship for the majority of that year and become the first ever women's crown jewel champion. People forget about that, but also she really cemented her legacy in this company. Now that she has transitioned into the tag team scene, Liv Morgan is pleased with how far she's been able to come and how far she plans to go. She added this is the best year of my career so far, the best version of Liv Morgan that you've seen so far. The best is yet to come. Is that true? No. And here's why. Liv Morgan had a great 2024. It's very difficult to top that year. Think about this for a minute. And here's the reason why she was so successful. The reason that Liv Morgan was so successful is because you had a situation in which WWE was forced to create a new star and they picked her. They picked her because she has shown various instances of this star has something. It's just it's never clicked. She's talked about in the past how when she was sidelined in 2023 due to a shoulder injury herself, which WWE blamed in storyline on Rhea Ripley, that Liv Morgan was going to come back and she was going to come back better than ever because during that time, she's talked about this, I've talked about it on the channel, all of this started to click for her and go, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. This is how this works, this is how this fits. We're going to put this all together and we're going to go from here. And that's exactly what she was able to do. And that's why she was so successful. And so you have the mentality of Liv Morgan. You already have a built-in fan base that is really, really emotionally invested into Liv Morgan. And then you have the company going, hey, we're going to make you a big star. We're going to make you a top star because we lost Becky Lynch and we lost Rhea Ripley. So not only does they use the situation in which will Liv realistically actually injured Rhea Ripley, we're going to use that in storyline. We're going to set up Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan on the back end whenever Rhea is medically cleared and she's ready to return. So we have a built-in mega program with a lot of realistic heat, and we're going to do that in the summer, right? Likely around SummerSlam. They ended up doing that. In the meantime, we're going to have Liv Morgan not only beat Becky Lynch for the women's title, we're also going to upset her fan base by not giving her the title in the Battle Royale on Monday Night Raw. So they're going to be a little fired up going in Crown Jewel or what was it? Uh, uh, was it King and Queen of the Ring? Whatever that PLE was. I think it was King and the Queen of the Ring. So we're going to have a upset fan base. We're going to have a title change. We're going to have Becky put over Liv for the second straight time on Monday Night Raw inside of a steel cage. And then we're going to have Liv not only get her hands on Dominic, take Dominic away from Rhea Ripley, but also infiltrate the Judgment Day group. And we're all going to do this within 3 months. And it's like, oh, okay. That's why everything came together. That's why everything is so dialed in right now with Liv Morgan, because they set the foundation. They built the foundation for something that was actually going to work, and they made it work with Liv Morgan. Now, fans can expect Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to walk into WrestleMania 41 as the tag team champions, although who they will defend against remains a mystery. Now, WWE has teased, all right, it could be Maxine Dupree and Natalia. How about the NXT Metaphor Girls, right? Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, they are ready to take on all comers. In a women's division that has never been more competitive, Morgan's rise isn't just a personal triumph, it's a shift in the hierarchy in WWE. If you look at the landscape of WWE and the way that everything is organized, you have to look at and accept the fact that WWE has started to get a changing of the guard. Because if you look at, okay, well, Bailey is starting to put over a younger talent. Becky Lynch put over younger talent. She put over Rhea. She put over Liv. Um, Obviously, Charlotte Flair is still in the mix. She's working Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. Most people, including myself and odds makers, expect Charlotte to go over in that feud. I don't agree with it, but that's what they're doing. So you have a lot of interesting pieces where WWE can really make a difference and really take a shift into the programming of their product by having the likes of Liv Morgan and Tiffany Stratton and Lyra Valkyria and Jade Cargill. You also still have Bianca Belair, who is still very young. You also have Io Sky, who is also still young. You have all of the talent coming up from NXT. So there's a lot of interesting shifts going on in WWE. There's a lot of interesting movements and pieces and players being moved around. And we always say that pro wrestling is a giant chess piece. Well, in this instance, yes, it is. It's a very big chess game, and there's a lot of chess pieces out there. And I'm very curious to see what WWE ends up doing with everyone in that regard. But either way, I think Liv Morgan is going to be a okay, and I think it's going to be fun.